Hey everyone, it's Drew here at Card of My Eye. We are on part 2 of the Hopscotch mini album using the basic gray Hopscotch paper collection, and today we're going to be going over the front cover. So as you can see, in the last video I only covered one piece of chipboard, and in this video all of the 5 chipboard pages are completely done. And I also inked all of the edges using the espresso paint dauber from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So this one does not have the espresso paint dauber on it yet, and I have a piece of chipboard that I used to get it pumping out, and then I just go along the edge and edge it with the espresso paint dauber, and you can see it just edging it really nicely. And this is what's going to clean up your sanded edges. So again, all I did was cover all of our chipboard pages since last video, and I'm also going to show you how to punch the holes, because the holes are punched in the first 4 sheets out of 5, and I'm using my Tim Holtz heat tool to just heat up that edge really quickly. And so that is all that I've done since the last video, and watch the first video to check out what I started off with. So I have 2 holes punched, and they're in the first, or they're skipping one of the scallops. You can see there's one there and one there, and they're kind of close to the edges, and I'm going to be punching it through this sheet of this page here. And all I do is I line it up and I draw 2 pen marks or pencil marks on my chipboard, and you can see them right underneath there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile, or sorry, Big Bite, and I'm just going to punch out those 2 holes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my book back together in the same order that I want it to be in. And so then I'm just going to slip my binding rings through, and you're going to need one more binding ring than we started off with, because you only get 1 in the package. And you could see what I started off with in the last video as well. And now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be decorating the front cover. So I'm starting off with a 4.5 by 2.5 inch piece of craft cardstock, and I cut out another piece of this pink pattern paper from the Hopscotch collection at 2.25 by 4.25, and I corner punched the edges with that tool you saw there. It's the We Are Memory Keepers Corner Chomper, and then I stitched the edges. So I hope I'm trying not to go too fast, but I sped up this video because it was originally about 13 minutes. And then I'm using my ATG gun that I altered. This is just a basic, this is one of those Susan G. Komen pink ATG guns. And I'm just adhering that down, but I'm actually not going to. You're going to see me adhere it down, but I'm not going to adhere it down. I'm pulling it back up so that way I can add this lace onto the edges. This is a lace that you could find at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just adding it onto the whole outside, and I'm pleating it 2 times on every corner. You could see me, I'm just pleating it once and then twice. And that's just going to give you a really nice curved corner, because we do have the curved edges on the album itself, on this layer. And this is what our title's going to go on, and then I'm just trimming it up with my Tim Holtz scissors there. So it's pretty self-explanatory so far. And then I'm using some advanced craft glue. This is a Beacon's 3-in-1 craft glue. And I love it because if you get something on the wrong spot, you could actually rub it off, and it just rubs off really easily. And I know it doesn't look too good right now, but we're going to adhere it down, and we're going to make it look a whole ton better after we adhere it down to our piece of chipboard cover. And you can see it doesn't look great with that edge on there, but you'll see what it looks like afterwards. Then I'm using one of these skeleton leaves from I Am Roses, and again I'm using that same craft glue, and I'm just going to adhere it on the right side of my album towards the bottom. And then we're using these chipboard chip stickers from Basic Gray, and we are going to be adhering those to our title. We're going to use that Be Mine sentiment there that you can see I'm punching out. And this is a 2 scoops chipboard stickers. This is last year's Valentine's collection of stickers, and I am just adhering these on just where I think it's going to end. There, I did not mark it or anything to start off with, but it actually ends up to be perfectly fitting on there. So you can see, you just pull the backing off of them, and the green really adds a nice color to the album itself. And I'm just adhering all these down. And sorry, I'm kind of off frame here, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm doing. So you can see it says Be Mine on there, and that just looks awesome like that. And then I have one of these Prima flowers, 2 of them actually, and a I Am Rose's Baby Rose, and I'm using the stem as a brad, and I go through both layers, and then I push the backing over and trim it off, so it kind of makes a brad, and then I'm just going to adhere that on to the bottom right where we adhered down that skeleton leaf. just like that. And then we have one of these velvet Calla lilies, and we're just going to add adhesive in that. And I just shove it in the tube, and it coats the whole tube with or the whole stem with adhesive. And I'm just going to stick it behind that first flower that we did. And then we're going to use one of these Ballerina Blooms, and this is in the Recital collection from Prima. And we're going to be adhering that down to the album. And we're going to use one of these little, actually we're going to use two of them. They're little wired butterflies, like sheer wired butterflies. And we're going to add two of them to the album itself. So you could see that that finishes up the front cover. That's all we're going to do to the front cover of the album. And that, it looks awesome now with that lace around the edges. It adds a nice touch to it. And I just really like the way it turned out with all the different Prima flowers and papers that we use. And then I'm going to show you all of the different paper, or the papers that I use. So if you're going to follow along using this paper collection, you can. So here's the first page, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the last. So thank you guys so much for watching part 2, and I hope to see you guys at part 3. Bye everyone.